Let's talk about the 4 reasons that Amazon FBA is not as good as they say it is. So much of the content out there in the Amazon FBA e-commerce space is saying that Amazon is incredibly easy. You're just gonna make tons of money right away, and that it's just all fun and games. Everything is great. And a lot of my channel, what I talk about is kind of trying to bring some reality to what the Amazon experience is really like for those of us as sellers. I've been in this game for a while. So that's what this video is to kind of debunk and give some truth to this Amazon FBA opportunity, and specifically through 4 things that are definitely not the way that people say they are. But then at the end of the video, we'll also talk about like what I really think this opportunity is for you. So I'll jump into those 4 in just a second. But if you're new to this channel, my name is Matt Loberstein, and my channel is really about improving your life and getting what you really want, mostly through business. And for me, a big part of my journey has been Amazon FBA. So a lot of my channel is what I've done with that, and teaching and sharing that journey with you guys. So if that's interesting to you, if you're looking to improve your life, achieve some sort of financial freedom, and are interested in the Amazon FBA business model or others, then definitely subscribe, hit the bell if you have not already. And either way, please smash like and drop comments on this video. It helps to feed the algorithm and hopefully get my channel and this video shown to more people so that hopefully I can have a small impact on them. Okay, so number 1 of my 4 points why Amazon is not what they say is initial startup costs. Look, this business model is not necessarily the cheapest to get going. It is, I think, a really great risk reward profile in terms of how much money you can put in for all the potential upside. I made a video recently about the risk, but the thing is that, look, there are other online business models that allow you to test and start trying things for less. Some of them for no money, some of them for very, very, very little. And the truth of Amazon FBA is that if you want to give this a real shot, you're probably looking in the $5,000 to $10,000 range to get yourself going. I've talked about this in a little bit more detail, or I could make a whole video specifically about this. Let me know if you want me to do that. I would love to if there's interest, though I think I have talked about it here and there. But if you compare this to, say, affiliate marketing, you could basically start that for just about nothing. I'll use that maybe as an example throughout if that's going to make sense. But affiliate marketing is you giving out links to get commissions basically on products that you recommend. And you could in theory start doing that just by telling people you already know. Maybe you already have a small audience or people that follow you in some way, and you could start promoting things and start making commissions. That's possible. Drop shipping. Sure, you could just start running some ads for $5 a day, $10 a day, and set everything up for essentially free, maybe the $29 a month or whatever for a Shopify store. That's possible. With Amazon, you are going to need to invest $3,000, $5,000 into your initial inventory. You want to have some extra thousands on the back burner to reinvest. We'll talk about that more in the upcoming points, but that is a downside. This is not a business that requires no startup capital. I still think that that's still a relatively small amount of startup capital when it comes to starting a business that can scale and all of that, the potential. But the thing is that's going to immediately eliminate it for a lot of people that just literally want something that they can start with nothing. Amazon is not that. So number 2 is time to profitability. And a lot of people would love to lead you to believe that this is a business that's going to start making you money right away. And that is not how it works. First of all, you're going to have to research and learn and, find a product and all of that. You're going to have to find a manufacturer. You're going to have to communicate with that manufacturer to get the product made to your specifications. You're going to have to wait for that product to actually be made. You're going to have to wait for that product to be shipped, probably from China to the US. You're going to have to get that into Amazon's warehouses. You're going to have to create your listing. You're going to have to start marketing, start advertising, start taking sales. That's going to be minimum, a couple month process, probably. Obviously, there's some variation there's some that could do it quicker, some that will take much, much, much longer. But the truth of this is, this is not a business model where you're going to be profiting, next week or even next month. This is a longer term business model where you're going to have to do some more upfront work to then set yourself up for profitability, months in the future. Now that one ties directly into point number 3, which is cash flow. And these play hand in hand, the last point in this one, because even if your business is starting to be profitable, on paper, you're starting to make sales, your sales are much outweighing your costs and your advertising. The thing is that you're going to have to run those profits back into more inventory. And all of a sudden you're going to turn your $5,000 into $8,000, but now you're placing this $10,000 order for your next inventory, or it just keeps growing, and now you're trying to do more products. So you're taking all of those profits and putting them into more inventory and more products and more advertising methods and more ways of growing. And that even more so extends your time to profitability, because now maybe you're profitable on paper, but your cash accounting is still negative or break even, because you're funneling all of that cash back into more inventory, into more products for quite a while. Because what I would suggest is doing that for pretty much as long as you can manage, because those are things that are going to allow you to profit more later, or to build a higher valuation of your company if you were heading towards potentially selling the business, or just wanting something that is more protectable and cash flowing on your own to hang on to later down the road. But the longer you can kind of postpone the actual cash in your pocket, the more value you're really creating in this type of business. But that's not always fun, because why do we start a business? We start a business because we want to achieve some sort of change in lifestyle, probably. That is a worthy goal. That is a goal that most of us have. That's why most of us start looking into online business and things like Amazon FBA. It's not just because we want to, play this numbers game and like build this big thing. It's because we want to make money. We want to put cash in our pockets. And because of the time to actually get this thing set up, and the time to the sort of cash flow problem that in some ways never ends if you keep just scaling. But on the other hand, you want to get it to a point where it kind of flips over, and all of a sudden you can start taking a salary, start paying yourself, still be reinvesting. But, you have to kind of push through that trough where you are just reinvesting so much and sort of building for the future. So point number 4 reason why Amazon is sometimes not that great is Amazon is not your friend, and you are playing on Amazon's playground. Now, that is a blessing and a curse, or whatever phrase you want to insert there. But, part of why this business model is so great is that you're tapping into what Amazon has, what Amazon has is a lot of traffic, a lot of people ready to buy products. And then we are just getting ourselves amongst the mix of those products that people are looking for. And that's part of what's great. But what's not great is that Amazon doesn't care about you, because even if you're doing millions and millions of dollars per year, you are such a tiny fraction. I mean, they don't even notice. You are a rounding error to Amazon, even if you're probably doing $10 million. It's so small to what they are doing. So Amazon's always changing things. There's always there's always little rule things, and your listing goes down for this reason, or you have to update this, or they change this weird thing and everyone's freaking out. Like, there's always these little things, and you're always kind of living a bit in fear that your account could be banned, that your listing could be shut down permanently, that somebody could take over your listing and hijack it and, change everything around and kind of like take over pretty much your business and have you be left with all this inventory that you can't sell because you've now lost your listing, which is kind of your main asset on Amazon. Or maybe you're sending a bunch of inventory into Amazon and it happens to go missing for a month, and you're missing out on sales, and you can't get them to reimburse you, and you're trying to get them to look for it. And every time you contact seller support, it's taking more and more time. And these things are definitely not fun. And these are not the good parts about Amazon. And that is something that is very real. And if you are getting into Amazon, that is something you absolutely will deal with. So even if you are totally capitalizing on this opportunity within Amazon, you have to be thinking what's next. You could be thinking what's next in terms of other ways to sell your product other places. I definitely do talk about that. But not just that, is, what else is next? Like, what is your kind of your personal wealth strategy? Where are you, like, what are you really trying to do in terms of money and your finances? And when are you going to start pulling money out and putting it into other diversification, other income streams, other investments, other ways that you can really protect what you have built and not just be relying on Amazon? Or even if it's, 80% Amazon, 20% Shopify, still, how can you diversify everything that you're doing? This is definitely a mistake that a lot of people make. And I know this because I've made this mistake to some extent. There are definitely things I could be doing with my personal wealth strategy to have started diversification much sooner, or, kept money better ways, tax strategies, or starting other businesses, or, just other things that I should have been thinking about sooner, when all of my eggs were in just that one basket for so many years. And again, I'm not just talking about diversifying your Amazon products off of Amazon. I'm really just talking about your plan and diversifying for the future and what you're really trying to achieve, because it might not be the whole picture. All right, so if there's all these bad things about Amazon, why am I even talking about it? Why are you even watching a video about Amazon? If you've got this far, you probably kind of already understand the bigger picture. And a lot of these downsides are also hurdles that will steer a lot of other people away. The people that are looking for the short-term next shiny little thing, those things are also more short-lived and less sustainable and long-term and proven in a way that really will last. So the beauty of Amazon is, as I touched on earlier, you're tapping into so much existing traffic, so much buyer intent that is just ready. And that is hugely valuable. But you're also building a product brand that could be sold eventually, could be wholesaled to other drop shippers, could be in retail, could be, it could be all these other things. And that's kind of why there's so much power in this business model, in my personal opinion, above something like, say, dropshipping or affiliate marketing, which are, if you can make those work, great. I do some affiliate marketing. I don't do any dropshipping, but if somebody's making money dropshipping, all power to them. That is great. I just think that, this does, it takes more money to start up. It probably is going to take much longer to profit. You have cash flow problems, and then you also have all the problems of playing on Amazon's playground. Those are valid problems, but these are also things that they knock a lot of people out, right? And that is a good thing for the people that are going to actually do it typically. So now if you got this far in this video, I just want to give some tips on where you could start, because I know how it feels to be overwhelmed by something that's exciting and there's opportunity there, but you don't know where to start. So I just want to give some general advice on that. I think the number one place to start is to dive into content, which is what you're doing right now. So, dig into my YouTube channel, dig into other YouTube channels, find podcasts, join Facebook groups. I have a free one in the description. You have to just consume and learn this business model. And that is really the number one place to start. And then dive into product research, because that is going to be 95% of the game. I have a product research guide for free on YouTube. It is a very in-depth product research guide. It actually takes a lot out of my paid course. So that is there's a huge value in that video. So definitely watch that product research guide and start diving into your product research if you have not already. That is a great place to start. And if you're truly ready to dive into this model, I do have my Zero to Brand course, which will be linked in the description. It's always in there, and it's always no pressure either. It's just for those of you that are ready and really do want to commit and get the step-by-step all in one place that you can just follow along. That is there for you if that is right for you. And other than that, please do smash the like button, leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see next. Sometimes I struggle to think what videos are worth making. YouTube is hard. So let me know what you thought of this and what you'd like to see, and subscribe and hit the bell if you have not already. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.